I said United will finish 10th next season, but that would be after they were 20th and he's sacked, and then they bring another manager to now come and save their season from like 20th to now.
Which manager in their right mind want to take the job?
To be honest, the manager that I see that United can afford at the moment, I'd say go all in for Justin Madugu. I think after winning the WAFCON, he has shown that
he can operate at a high level.
He can make the best out of nothing.
The new Premier League season is here and the air is rife with speculation. Who wins the trophy this year? Who wins the Golden Boot and other individual awards? Down to the sack race. I am Jimmy Anishilo. This is Crossfire brought to you by Life Scobet. And I'm here with Tunde and Tosin to give us their analysis and predictions on the new Premier League season. All right, so Tosin, what are your thoughts for the new Premier League season?
The Premier League, as always, the marketability, the excitement, everybody's already saying this year is going to be one of the best Premier Leagues ever. That they say the same thing every season. The Premier League is interesting regardless. I think we are still going to have the same people, the same principalities battling for the Premier League. And I think obviously you can't look beyond Liverpool, Manchester City, and Arsenal. If I'm to make a bold prediction, I will actually say this season's Premier League title will be contested between two teams. That's Liverpool and Manchester City. A lot of people will be shocked that I picked Manchester City, yes. But for some reason, Manchester City has now become an underdog. Manchester City is now having lower odds than Arsenal to win the Premier League, which is fine. I like when Pep Guardiola is an underdog. I like when people do not believe in Pep Guardiola. It's going to shock a lot of people this season. A lot of people believe that he has lost his spark, he has lost his mojo. Don't worry, you'll get to know who Pep Guardiola is this season. In case you don't know with all the Premier League titles he has won. So I think the Premier League is going to be a battle between those two teams. We've seen this form of rivalry in the past between Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. I think there's a new version between Pep Guardiola and the slot for the Premier League title. I think the Champions League spots will be the most fascinating thing actually, because I think they are going to be four different teams battling for those spots, and that will include obviously Arsenal, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on Newcastle, and you obviously have to put Chelsea there, and the last team you put, a lot of people will be surprised with this, is actually Tottenham Hotspur. I actually think Tottenham Hotspur this season, because last season, yes, I think towards the end of the season, they had their attention fixed towards winning the Europa League title. And people started grouping them like Manchester United. No. Tottenham Hotspur is not Manchester United. Manchester United is a failure of the club. You don't know what they are doing there. You understand? Tottenham is not the elite of the elite. But Tottenham can compete for Champions League place. And despite the fact that they are losing Heung-min Son, one of their best players in the last 7-8 years, I still feel they have enough in that team to compete for a Champions League spot. Would they make it? I do not know. But I see them getting an European spot. I think Nottingham Forest take a step back, and Brentford, oh my God. That Brentford story last season, that was a Cinderella story. Just forget about Brentford. I think Tottenham Hotspur come up. And you see, I did not mention Manchester United. Why? Because I do not have any expectations or any desirability to watch whatever Amorim is cooking at Old Trafford. I believe he's just cooking Agbo. Whatever he's doing there, I don't know what he's doing. I think they won't finish 15th. I think they won't finish 15th. 9th, 10, 11, 12, middle of the table. Just put Manchester United in somewhere in that category. But I think Tottenham actually goes from where they were, and I think they joined the big boys. I don't know if they quite make it, but I think they joined the big boys this season.
All right. So, Tunde, what about you? What are your predictions for the new season?
Contrary to Tosin's opinion, I actually have a lot of faith in Manchester United ahead of the new season. I think that they are going to improve a lot. I think that they will go from 15th to like 10th, and I think that's markable improvement for where they are.
That's what I said. I said 9, 10,
for their level of football.
I said 9, 10, 11, 12.
I think if you go from nearly getting relegated to top half, that's a massive success. And the likes of Crystal Palace and West Hams of this world would die for that kind of improvement. So I think that's where United should be aiming for. If you even look at from that preseason plan, they played the summer series against who? Everton,
West Ham,
West Ham,
Bournemouth. Yeah.
because the Premier League knows. So that is not a question. They put them there and say, okay, let us pick 4 lower table teams that can challenge for mid-table this season. And that's exactly what I see United doing. I've been very, very clear about the fact that I think Arsenal will win the league. I've stuck my chin out to make it that don't disgrace me.
He will. He will actually.
But I genuinely believe. Look, forget I play a lot on the show, but I am saying this from the bottom of my heart. I genuinely believe Arsenal win it.
They should revoke your Chelsea card.
Whatever you think about that, but at the end of the day, I think that Arsenal have the right ingredients to win the league. I don't see how they don't do it. Because they've been the most stable team in the league for the last 3 years, and they finally gotten what I feel they need to go over the edge. Those was mentioning old taker like Pep Guardiola. I beg you. You know you are finished when people are not using the fact that you have gotten back with your wife as maybe you will start coaching better. Sebastian will do it this season because Pep and his wife are going to Coldplay concerts. Who gives a shit, bro? People when I see watch your club walk up, go collect again. If you see fault, let him hold. Yeah, I think Arsenal wins the league. I think top 4. It's not even top 4 anymore. It's top 5 now because Premier League has 5 slots. I don't see Newcastle going anywhere near there. They are in too much disarray at the moment. Tottenham, I like what I've seen so far in preseason. Thomas Frank is rebranding them from an all attacking side to a very defensively solid side. There was a lot of 1-0s, 1-1. They don't score a lot anymore, and they might have to adjust to Heung-min Son leaving the club. But I think Tottenham will make the top 5. I think obviously Chelsea will be there too, and Liverpool with Arsenal winning the league. So I think that's my top 5. United in 10th. I think it would be a very, very good season for them considering where they were coming from. I don't see how Liverpool running back. Maybe Liverpool will finish second or third, so something. Well, I think Chelsea will pretty much do what they did last season. I don't see much improvement in. You finish 4th, maybe you finish 3rd next season. I think that would be great improvement for Manchester United 10th. But speaking of Manchester United, let's talk about the teams that will get relegated. And even though United will escape, I think that at least 2 of the newly. I don't think all 3 newly promoted teams will go back this time. Sunderland are spending like. Sunderland are spending like they are here to stay. Sunderland are spending like already on payday. Just granting requests.
Ordering rice and chicken.
Carry on is 25th and 27th are 2 very different people. But yeah, I think that Sunderland might obviously have the stronger case in terms of escaping relegation. But the other 2 teams, I think they are going. I think one of those teams that have been flirting with it all these years and have been escaping will finally do it. And my money is on Everton. Or let me even. I want it to be Everton. It's enough. Enough is enough. There's only so much. Everton are the Nigeria of the Premier League. There's only so much surviving you can do. At some point, if you are not making progress, go back first and see. Maybe if you go back, it will give you the right motion and momentum to propel forward. But go back first. There's no progress. That team has been battling and escaping relegation on the final day for like 7 straight years now.
Yeah, but you didn't do that last season. No?
They did not because they had, teams like United. Honestly, the 3 newly promoted teams last season were so bad that there was no relegation battle. So just 3 of them that came and said, okay, use that exits that you came through. Just go back right there. So like, those are my predictions. I think Arsenal win the league. I think Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and Tottenham are at the top 5. I think the likes of Newcastle and Aston Villa, they've had a good run over the last 2 years, but I think that run is over.
All right. So, listen, let's leave the teams and go down to the players. What are your thoughts about the individual awards, like the Golden Boot, the Player of the Season, and all that?
I think like in basketball they always say this thing, revenge season. This is going to be the first revenge season, like for real, in football, especially in the Premier League. That in recent times for Erling Haaland, I think Erling Haaland has now been reduced. People are now comparing Erling Haaland to Dusan Vlahovic.
Who are
Who
these
are
People are
those?
comparing Erling Haaland to second-rate strikers like João Pedro.
Who?
Ooh.
Like the disrespect for Haaland on social media is just it's outstanding. And I think obviously they did not win the league last season, and they didn't even look close to winning the league last season actually. And it was just like a lot of bad karma, a lot of like disarray. Pep Guardiola looked out of sorts in certain games. Like even me as a Pep Guardiola fan, as a Barcelona fan, he just looked like there was a Manchester United game I watched against, I think the one at the Etihad, and he just looked like, what is this guy doing? No, what's the name of that guy that is not a right winger? That Portuguese guy,
Matheus Nunes.
Matheus Nunes. Like, what are you doing? Like, is this guy? This guy is a calabash. Tell him to be picking people's clothes off the ground. Why is he on the field? Like, I don't know what
Signed him for 50 million.
I don't know what he was experimenting last. He was just doing some stupid stuff. This season, a lot of people are overestimating the influence of De Bruyne. De Bruyne is a great player, one of the greatest players in Premier League history. And it turned out that he had a very, very successful connection with Erling Haaland. That's a fact. However, it is sometimes you just need to admit that this player is winding down. Now, not everybody is Luka Modric that will play into their 40s, and like, especially with the physical demands of the Premier League for a Premier League top side. Can De Bruyne probably still be able for Manchester City? Maybe he doesn't have the legs and also the recurring injuries. So people thinking that, oh, now that they've lost De Bruyne, Erling Haaland no longer has a service. Erling Haaland, I think people have boxed him into one corner where people think he's like a one-dimensional trick. Erling Haaland can score in a myriad of ways. He can score headers. He can score left foot. He uses right. He can score acrobatic goals. We've seen him score. And as long as he has the provision with a little bit of support from Omar Mamouche, Phil Foden, and Sheki this season, just a little bit of support, whereby, to be fair, he may ghost in some big games. It's kind of his nature in a way, but like the other games, the other whipping boys in the Premier League, I think he ends up being the top scorer without a question. I think he ends up being the top scorer in the Premier League this season, especially now that he's even going to be a penalty. De Bruyne has left. Like he should definitely win the Premier League. He should definitely win the Premier League top scorer or Golden Boot. The question is, can he win the best player in the Premier League, which is the PFA or the Premier League, whichever the case is? And I think it's two ways. I think Liverpool or Manchester City will win the league. That's my own prediction. If Liverpool win the league, I think Haaland can still win the best player in the Premier League, depending on situation. Because a lot of people are expecting 30-something odd goals from Salah this season. I don't think Salah is scoring 30 goals this season. I don't think he's. I think last season was like the last like peak performance of. Salah is still going to be great though, because Liverpool fans may look at this. He's still going to be great, but like I think you may see like a little bit of coming down from Salah, like something like 20-something kind of goals. You understand? Like so, I think Salah comes down a little bit, and it's kind of going to be a joint effort for Liverpool to win the league. If they win the league, it's going to be kind of Ekitike coming into his own, Florian Wirtz being one of the best signings of the season, and Salah obviously still doing Salah stuff. You understand? Still doing Salah stuff. He's still going to be great. So if it's kind of like a combination of factors for Liverpool, and Haaland puts Manchester City on his back, even if they finish second, I think Haaland can still be the best player in the Premier League and win also the Golden Boot award. So for other awards, I think if you are saying that like the first coach that is going to be sacked, normally this usually goes to the top teams in the Premier League. But I'm looking at Newcastle, and I'm looking at Eddie Howe. I'm looking at it that like he had the opportunity to coach England. It didn't happen. He had the opportunity after the whole Champions League campaign. They left the Champions League, came back to the Champions League, and for some certain reason, he may be losing some key players. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. He may be losing some key players, and there are rumors that like imagine if Manchester United beats them to sign one of the players he wants to sign, and things do not go well at the start of the season. Let's say we have Liverpool doing well, Arsenal doing well, Manchester City doing well, Chelsea obviously doing well, And like I said, my own surprise of the season, which is Tottenham. If Tottenham now comes and enters that big five, I think, and no disrespect to my desert people, like, they don't, there's no patience. You understand when they.
We are desert. God.
You understand? The children of the desert, they don't play. If results are not happening, because I think they stopped with him when, I think 2 seasons ago, Newcastle did not make.
This is going to hell.
So I believe if the results do not come on time, I think Eddie Howe is someone whereby the rich owners in Newcastle may say, you know what, bro, pack it up, get the hell out of here.
All right. So today, what about you? Which players, which individuals are you tipping for which awards?
Believe me, there are fewer things in life that I hate more than I agree with Tosin. But he's absolutely right. And there's a reason that he's one of my closest friends anyway, in the sense that he has football sense to an extent. It's just real life sense, right? It's not. But if anybody has been conditioned to think that Ronaldo is not by far the best striker in the world right now, you are not a serious person. All those Isaac that are doing, even as a Nigerian, all those Isaac, nobody's comparing him to Osimhen. But like all those Isaac, all those Osimhen, even Harry Kane, there's nobody that is playing football today as a striker that is better. It's not even a kid to begin and it's 50 career goals that will come here and come and talk to Haaland anyhow. So Erling Haaland, in his poor season, Haaland had a horrible season last year and still scored 22 goals. Isaac that everybody wants to kill themselves for now had his best season and scored 23. Haaland's standards are ridiculous. That guy is probably one of the best strikers of all time already. And this is not an exaggeration. If you look at the kind of productivity and the amount of the variety in his goals, the guy is ridiculous. And it's very offensive and sad that people choose to focus on what he cannot do, which is dribble, rather than what he can do, which is score at a frequency that we've never seen before from just a select few players. So I think Haaland is definitely going to win the Golden Boot. I think Cole Palmer is going to be the PFA Player of the Year because he will not win the Golden Boot, but he will score not a lot of goals, but he will also have a lot more assists. Palmer had 12 assists last season. And guess what? He's no longer supplying a waste of space. Actual strikers are in front of him now. So you mean that when Palmer passes the ball, like when he plays his passes through between the lines, when he passes that ball, the ball will go to a real human being that can see the post and the post can see him. Not the one that will take 2 years to first count his leg. And even before he shoots, he's already thinking of how he will yab Mikel Obi when he scored his goal finish. So I'm very, very happy about that. Palmer might even break the assist record this season. Let me just let you know, this Chelsea team is set up in such a way that anybody can score. It's not even just about the striker.
But you're still not backing them to win the league.
No, because you need more than that to win. Do you think Chelsea will win the league? Open last comment and put this man's salary there so that you can be destitute.
So it can be like I don't know.
At least guy has a grandma that loves him. But
What do you mean?
Let's focus, which is something Kade cannot do. But yes, I think that absolutely Palmer will be Player of the Year because he will lead the league in assists. Forget all those things that you are saying about SpongeBob SquareVets. They are Liverpool side. Nothing concerns me with that one. Palmer is going to have the most assists that he's going to. Who wins the sack race? I would be very, very surprised if they don't sack Amotekun before there's no way.
He said he wants to be there for 20 years.
There's no way Amosu keeps his job till the end of the season. There's no way he doesn't win exactly. Because I said United will finish 10th next season. But that would be after they were 20th and he's sacked. And then they bring another manager to now come and save their season from like 20th to now 10th.
Which manager in their right mind want to take the job?
To be honest, the manager that I see that United can appoint at the moment, I'd say go all in for Justin Madugu. I think after winning the WAFCON, he has shown that he
can operate at a high level.
He can make the best out of nothing. And there's nothing more nothing than Manchester United. So I think that let me not say I think that, but I want Amorim to get fired. Bro, like that I hate pretty privilege. Now, before you say it's because I'm not fine, let me tell you that I hate that Amorim is getting away with this because he has good hair. That's literally all it is. Bro, like people.
Once he does that.
Yeah, because does that Paloma and Diego style, and everybody is losing their minds when he's coaching some of the worst football you ever see. You are not seeing United playing Principal Cup football.
Principal Cup.
No direction, nothing. It's like United just before every match just hand out their jerseys by raffle draw. I pick 11 people from the stands that you get the chance to play to play for United today. That's how they play every game. And whatever it is, people will leave the coach and be blaming the players. So I want him to get fired. So those are my predictions for the Premier League season. I think that Mikel Arteta will win the league, so he'll be manager of the season. I think so, and he's very much well deserved or long overdue in my opinion. I don't know why this is that. I don't know why this is that. But yes, I those are my predictions for the Premier League season, and we'll see. I'm usually right.
I say fair, you are not. So we've heard from both Tunde and Tosin, and we are now throwing the question to you guys. What are your thoughts? What are your predictions for this new Premier League season? Let us know in the comments below. I am Anishilo, Jimmy Anishilo, and this is Crossfire, brought to you by Life's Covet.